Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Black Oak Gaming TV, presenting the ETF2L Highlander Season 10 award show. We're going to be commending the players that stood out in the latest Highlander season. I'm CeeJaey, I'll be your host tonight, also representing my team Strong Opinions, and we're joined by actually quite a lot of medic mains tonight, I've just realised. So someone's going to be feeling left out, but we've got various team leaders, so I'm just going to run through them quickly. Guys, if you give a cheeky wave to the camera so everyone watching knows who you are. We have got representing Panda, it's their leader and medic Hildreth. Representing the Bureau, we have also their medic and leader Chronos. Representing Fair Enough is going to be their Demoman and captain Adysky. Representing Wasp, it's going to be Klefsas, one of their leaders and also their medic. And also joining us tonight will be Outs, who is also a medic main, but he's here to represent the ETF2 admins to talk to us about Deutschland. So we'll be looking forward to some of that later. So we're just going to have a quick recap over the season. We're going to have a look at, have a talk about what's happened so far. And then we're going to get on to the very interesting awards, which actually I don't think anyone here other than Stinson knows. So it's going to be total surprise, which is going to be nice for me to host one of these without knowing the results beforehand. So we're just going to, like I said, recap over the season. We had 8 teams this season. Unfortunately, we cannot have representatives from every team. TC Ambition were the team that finished bottom. In the end, they picked up 3 points from Tech on the final day. Unfortunately, I do believe they are folding, and they did finish last. The same goes for Failure. They finished in 7th. I'm not sure if the relegation playoff is happening, so we may or may not see them in the future, but I do believe they're rebuilding their team for high. In 6th position was Premtech. No one representing them tonight, but they were a team who were tipped to do well. Possible playoff team, a possible title contender, but in the end they had to settle for 6th place. And in 5th place, barely missing out on the playoffs, was Klefsas. And he is joining us tonight. And Klefsas, welcome. I'm just going to ask you, 5th place is it kind of matches what Wasp did in their first Prem season. Was this season better or worse than you expected to do at the start?
It was worse because we expected to make up to top 3, but it was better than last, so I am amused. But we could play better.
That's good. I mean, always got to look for improvement. You guys are playing like Platinum, UGC this season. The season just started last week, so I saw you guys are participating. Are you looking towards season 11? Are you kind of rebuilding a roster, and are you going to contend for the playoff spots in season 11?
Yep, of course. Gonna have a new special surprise for you guys on sniper spot, and maybe we're gonna take a new scout, but everything else gonna be the same in our roster, and we're gonna try a lot harder. So we almost took playoff spot in this season. We definitely gonna take playoff spot in next season, because we gonna be much stronger.
That's what I like here. That's confidence. We will be taking playoffs next season. Nice. So, can't wait to hear about the surprises. Maybe that's something for you to reveal in the preseason show when it rolls around for season 11. Okay, so good to hear from you. And then moving up the table in 4th position. Not top 3 for the first time in their history was High Panda, and Hildreth is here. Hildreth, this season High Panda did have that record. They beat SNSD record of the most seasons in the top flight of European Highlander, and unfortunately you couldn't extend your record or finish the top 3. It's kind of a bit dumb to ask whether you were expecting to do that. Obviously, your standards are much higher than that. But based on all the roster changes, because you moved yourself to medic, you brought in a new flank with the Canubas playing. Do you feel that you were stronger than season 9? Did you expect to be closer challenging for the title this season?
Wait, it's my turn already. Wow, this is unusual.
You did finish 4th, dude. I mean, yeah.
Wow, that's too quick.
Wow, well, who knows? We actually, of course, we felt like we could get better. I actually think our team was worse last season than this season. But it just goes to show that what happens when you don't play well in the key games. You get punished. So yeah. I just want to say to Pastianax2, who's laughing at our team coming fourth, we played many seasons without him and Soldier. You know, we played with good soldiers like Mookie and Zoob, and we never came this low. But suddenly we have a season with Pastianax2, and we come fourth. Do you think that's a coincidence? I don't think it is.
That's what I like.
Zoob, by the way, sorry.
Call out straight away. I love it. So kind of building on from that, we did have this sort of emotional last interview when you did lose the playoff quarterfinal, and I spoke to you then, and you said that was it. You were done, and you weren't going to be playing anymore. You're going to focus on casting and writing and stuff like that. Is that still the case? I mean, what's the prospects not just for you but for Panda? You know, Deutschland is coming up. You're talking about going there. Is season 11 Panda going to be a possibility? Is season 11 Hildreth going to be a possibility? I mean, what does the future hold?
Sorry, I'm having a few sound difficulties, but I did hear that. Yeah, after we lost to Bureau, I mean, I used to say Bureau completely outplayed us, so I had no complaints about the game. In the past, when I've lost games, I've been angry, and I've always wanted to come back and win, but this time I lost and I didn't actually care, so I kind of felt, yeah, I've kind of lost that drive, so you know, so it's probably time to pack it up. Half the team is not going to play anyway. Some of the players are only playing because of because we've been playing together for a while. Some players like Granger Rob are not going to come back. I think Atomic and Ubers have already joined the chess club. Certain players would still continue playing with us, but I thought CeeJay's gone. Okay, he's back. Sorry. Certain players would continue playing with us, CeeJay, but yeah, I don't really have the drive to continue, particularly. So I'd rather not play. I mean, I won't rule out coming back, but it's unlikely.
Okay, I've been told that my mic is terrible, so hopefully restarting my boards fix that. Who knows? Yeah, so I mean, I don't think this is the last we've seen of Hildreth. I mean, there's such a long way to go till season 11. A lot could happen, so I'm going to reserve my my farewell interview with King of Highlander before the end of season 11, because I can imagine you're gonna put in an appearance. But yeah, so moving up table into the top three, and it was new faces. It was Chronos and his band of the Bureau, who managed to win their quarterfinal and take that third place position. So congratulations to you guys. When you won high last season, you've had kind of, you know, coming into this as your first Prem season, what were your expectations? Was top three or like a possibility for you? Could you imagine that, or was it just kind of survival?
Before the season started, having played most of Prem in scrims and things last season, and then in the build up to this season, our aim was definitely third, because we were feeling like we were beating most of Prem, but then mostly losing to Fair Enough and then consistently losing to Strong Opinions. So we felt third was really what we were going to hope to achieve. Given the roster issues we had during the season, I started to think, okay, this might not happen with what Simba going, Zaphos going, and then Mick Nandu being missing for most of the season. Justice also not playing scrims because of exams. And so I was thinking, well, okay, we'll just hopefully sit around mid-table, but somehow the points sort of just added up, so we managed to sneak into fourth in regular season and then beat Panda in the playoff.
Okay, yeah, and saying kind of looking at Strong Opinions and Fair Enough, I'm not about the future of Fair Enough, but I know Strong Opinions is going to be there next season, and then, you know, Klefsas talking about Wasp being stronger for next season, and there's some possibility of some old teams returning who would obviously be interested in fighting for the title. How do you compare yourselves in season 11? Because, you know, I can only assume you guys are coming back. Do you see the fight's going to be more difficult, or do you think you guys can kind of move up that ladder come the next season?
I don't see any reason why not. We will be stronger than this season. We're just going to be playing together more. There's not really any major roster changes, hopefully, from now. Like, the core is still going to be the same, with obviously me, Yahoo, Scripson's coming back, Mick Nando hopefully as well, Justice, Cooley. It's going to be pretty much the same people that were playing this season and doing well. Scrambled maybe, Funds maybe on Scout, who both of them pinned for us towards the end of the season. So we're only going to be better because we're only going to play together more. So right now, I don't know, but hopefully we're pushing towards the title. That would be the aim next season.
Okay, and moving on to the last person I haven't spoken to yet. It's of course adysky of Fair Enough, and you guys had a pretty amazing season. You kind of broke that duck from Fair Enough, never reaching the playoffs, managing to take the top spot during the regular season, getting into that grand final, and unfortunately losing out to, well, for yourselves at least, Strong Opinions. What were your aims at the start of the season? Because you had this massive roster shakeup, and obviously the aim was to to go for that title, I guess. But what was your initial aim? Was playoffs the bare minimum, or was the title always the goal?
Like actual preseason, my personal goal with the team was third place, somewhere around third place, and then moving closer to the season, it was second place. And like week 3 into ETF2L, it was first place. Like it kept going higher and higher because we started playing better and better together. But like by the end of the season, everyone just stopped caring and moved on to do different things than Highlander. Then we lost that kind of consistency and a lot of practice time and whatnot. But I think I've met up the expectations that I put myself in my head. So we finished second, which is really nice, in my opinion.
You spoke after the final, when we were talking during the interviews, you're saying it was unlikely that you guys were going to return for season 11. Is that's still going to be the case? Or, are you guys going to, pick yourselves up, dust yourselves off and look for season 11 to maybe, take it one step further?
It's 100% not happening, like, fair enough next season. I don't know why we didn't rename ourselves, like, it's not even fair enough anymore. But I think it was denied to, like, rename a team mid-season or something like that. It's, like, against the rules or whatever. At least it's what I heard. Just, like, kept on playing under fair enough's name. But yeah, fair enough, season 11 not going to happen. We are going to attend the Deutschland with kind of a shake-up roster, mostly of personal friends of mine and other people from Fair Enough. But yeah, actually ETF2L season no.
So who is on the roster then for Deutschland? Like, can you spoil some names?
Yeah, sure. We are just missing a heavy / soldier. We have Oz on scout. He was our sub scout this season. We have Bacon on either heavy or soldier. Ektra still on Pyro, me on demo. Mason is NG, the Finnish Mason. We have Skeech on medic, Milshman on sniper, and Vilcek on spy.
All right, then is that everything with adysky?
That is, yeah. I'm still trying to work out what's going on with my microphone, but you can
here's
take
the thing,
over.
CeeJaey. You can't interview yourself. I mean, you could try, but only I have an ego that big in this community, so I'm going to do it for you, CeeJaey. 2 years running, man. Did you? I mean, honestly, the way the season went on, you were always talking about. Once you've got to playoffs, that's your aim, and you've got your roster together, win, and really, you completely dominated playoffs. So it really was, everything just went to plan, pretty much. Is that how you'd evaluate the season?
Not everything went to plan. Like, the plan was always to get to playoffs. Like, that was the same in season 9. and just, once we get to playoffs, as long as we have our full roster. But we didn't work out our full roster till halfway through the season. Like, it wasn't until week, I think, 5 that we really pulled Ali in as main, because Corv just was constantly having issues. So yeah, I mean, we just we were a little bit shaky just working out and trying to make sure everyone was available. But yeah, I mean, we were always confident as long as we had like our initial 9. We felt that we could pretty much take on anyone.
Yeah, and I think Ali was probably the. I think it was a big pickup for you guys. Did he get nominated in the end? Because I didn't actually review that because I was so sad that I wasn't nominated. Did he get nommed in the end, Ali?
I think he's
yeah.
up for 2.
Yeah, cool. Him coming into your team, I think it really just made your roster completely all-round solid. Like, I can't even pick a weakness from your team. That's how good it is. In one of my articles, I said Seal's the weakness, but he's an engineer and he's not really much of a weakness. So I'd say you probably have the strongest roster we've seen in Prem for a long year. So next season, CeeJaey, coming back, LAN champions again. Can you equal SNSD's record? Can you beat Chess's 2 years in a row? 2 seasons in a row?
Yeah, we hope we can. I mean, as long as we have our roster, like, it's not just we've got like really strong players, obviously, but it's the synergy between those players, which is why when even just one of those players is missing, things start to get screwed up a little bit. But we're still hopeful that we can get everybody to LAN. I think about 6 or 7 of us are 100% confirmed for LAN, and there's just like a couple regarding traveling to get there. So we should have a full roster for LAN in season 11. We got sites for that. It would be nice to equal the record.
Cool, marvelous. I don't really have anything else to ask you, so I think what people are here for is the awards. That's what they want to know. This season we brought Stinson in, or Stinson out, to do the awards. Stinson, you've got access to all of the results, haven't you?
Yes, I do. I already looked at them, already did the math, and I'm ready to go when you are. There are some, some real close decisions, like some obvious ones, but like it was incredibly close. Just looking at the numbers, like it's not actually that much suspense looking at the polls because you just see a number and you know immediately who won. But when I looked at them today, it was like, oh shit, that was close. So we're gonna have some really close decisions, some surprises as well. Really psyched to share with you.
Since you are from ETF2L, I could take the opportunity to we could grill you and unlock some maps, but I don't really think there is time really, or if it's really worth it, guys. I think we should just get straight to the awards. Yeah, so Stinson, run through the Scout nominations for me.
Alright, nominated for Scout were Thalash from Strong Opinions, Atomic, Mr. Epic, and Zephyrus.
Okay, that's interesting. Interesting panel. We got a Mr. Epic mostly for Wasp this season, even though he's on High Panda's roster. That's good. That's good. Zaphos from Bureau, and obviously Flash and Atomic. So go on to Stinson. Read out these results for me.
How do you want to do it? Do you want me to go from 4th first, or?
Yeah, go from 4th to 1st,
right.
and so, do the pause between announcing the 2nd for the suspense.
All right. So we had Zaphos on 4th. That was quite obvious, I guess. With 6% of the votes, we had Mr. Epic on the 3rd place with 14% of the votes, and then Thalash took it away with almost half of the votes, 47.8%, and Atomic with 32%. So that was a quite dominant performance from Thalash. On the votes, although I'm just looking at the Prem stats, I'm not sure where my mouse cursor went, but according to the stats, Atomic was having more impact than Thalash. So Thalash doesn't actually top at any category here on CeeJaey's sheet, so that's from that sense it's kind of surprising, but he has the biggest name, obviously.
So does that make Flash the Scout of the Season winner for ETF2L this season?
Yes, it does.
Congrats, fantastic for Flash. Tommy's in the and Mr. Epic. I can see them in the Twitch chat. So there's a face palm for Atomic. And yeah, Atomic is saying Flash deserve it and blaming his team. Just want to say, Atomic again, same thing. Picked you up, came fourth. Just saying. But no. So Flash is your winner there. So we want to move on to the more interesting category, in my opinion, which is Soldier of the Season, because we got some good soldiers this season. A couple of them might be a surprise, I thought, to be nominated. Stinson, you want to go through the nominations for me?
Yep. We had Ubers, Raptor, Lippy, and Justice.
So Justice is playing for Bureau this season. No, sorry, was he playing for Bureau? He was playing for yeah, because I think he started off at Failure at the start of the season, and he moved to Bureau. Lippy was the Wasp soldier, and obviously we had Pastinax Noob, who I hope wins the award, just because it would be funny, and Raptor from Strong Opinions. So go on, read out the results, last to first.
Coming in fourth place is Justice from the Bureau with 10.3% of all votes. Third is Lippy with 24.7%. And the award for the Soldier of the Season goes to Ubers with 37.8% and Raptor 27%.
Cool, great. I mean, one of the things I just realised that I should be doing, but I'm kind of substitute presenting at the moment for CeeJaey, is I should be trying to bring in a couple of the other people to say whether the award's deserved. So let's just bring in a random person. Let's say Adysky, because his soldier teammate just didn't get nominated. Is the award deserved this season, Addy?
I was very disappointed that none of my soldiers got nominated, but I voted for Ubers myself, just because, I don't know, there is no other soldier that was playing on this level, in my opinion. Like, Raptor was getting close there, but Ubers was consistently good on flank with Atomic. And I voted for Atomic as well, because just the combo is really strong on flank together, you know? Like, Talash is really good, but Ubers and Atomic is better than Talash and Raptor, in my opinion.
Cool. Let's see. Anyone that really wanna jump in on this? Anybody really want to jump in and give an opinion?
Soldier
Obviously.
Go
Klefsas, go.
Hear from Clef.
Yeah, hear from me. I have nothing to say.
Oh, I like that one. That was good. CeeJaey.
I was just gonna say, like, Raptor, I think is, I think he's on par with Ubers, but considering Ubers played like 20 games this season or something stupid, he played an insane amount. He merked for about 3 different teams. I think he merked for Fair Enough. He merked for Premtech, and he merked for TC Ambition as well. So he did a lot of work throughout the season. So I'm not surprised to see him win. He's very, very good.
And I think the impressive thing about Ubers this season is a timeout on average about 7 times a game. So he's probably on the field less than everybody else. That's what I want to say. Okay, so I think we can move on. I'll see if I can bring in some of the other people for the later categories. We can move on to Pyro, Stinson.
Yes,
I think we've got a clear favourite in this category, but I'll let you run through the nominations.
Okay, so nominated for Pyro of the Season were Steve from Strong Opinions, Toad from Wasp, Yahoo from The Bureau, and Sinrise, quite surprising for me, no nomination for Scissors, from TC Ambition. And I can't even make any suspense up because Steve just crushed it. Steve had 58% of all the votes. 58, that's a top figure in this vote. Like, the others weren't even close, and I think it's well deserved as well. It's just disgusting to play against Steve. So we had Steve with 58%, D-Toad with on second place with 18.5,
Yeah.
Yahoo with 16, and Sinrise with 7%.
Well, that's I think that's Steve's 6th award in a row. I think since season 5, I think he's won the award every season. Was he nominated for the MVP?
Yes, he was one of the 3 nominees.
Okay, well that'll be interesting to see if he wins that as well. I want to say from a personal point of view, having played with him for many any there is nobody better than him at the class. He's probably, in fact, one of the best players we've ever seen in Highlander. Is there any arguments against that? Klefsas, have you got anything to say about D-Toad?
I think D-Toad becomes so he was so close to first place, so close, almost got it. So maybe on next season he'll took this place, but still was a bit lucky, I guess. Yeah.
Bit lucky.
Like I have played against Steve like on Deutschland. This is my most nightmare memory. We played against like Land Panda on Steel, and he top fragged, he top damaged, and top scored on the server. Like, how do you do that as a Pyro? I think he plays Pyro in a way where others don't even understand his decision making and why is he there. Like, he's always there where he needs to be, and it's just disgusting. I really don't like playing against Steve, and I'm never gonna play against Steve anymore when he's on Pyro.
Yeah,
it's just painless. It's just a pain in the ass. I love him though. Like he's like a really nice person.
So one person we haven't heard from yet. We haven't given him a chance to speak though. Your teammate there, Chronos, who was nominated, and I actually thought he was a good shout for a nomination because he impressed me this season. He's probably the only guy that played similarly to Steve.
I'd say Yahoo is the only comparable Pyro to Steve right now. I'm not going to disagree with Steve getting the win, but I think Yahoo should definitely have been in front of D-Toad. Sorry, Klefsas. Shake your head. But I don't think that's even in doubt, really. But I think Yahoo's been an absolute beast for us this season. Has been one of our standout players for sure. Steve is definitely one of the best players ever to have played TF2, like you say, Hildreth, but Yahoo should have been far closer to that than that. Like, he's been immense this season for us.
Well, maybe
I've got a fun fact about Steve. Last night we had a Sixes official, and we were supposed to be using Raptor on Pocket, but he fell asleep because he's a child. He needs. And instead, we were asking around. Everyone was busy, and we were like, "Oh, Steve, you can come play." And he played Pocket Pyro in a Sixes high official, and we won. So I mean, the guy is just insane at Pyro. There's no one on his level. He's well deserved.
Yeah, I agree with that. Fun fact about Steve: he played one Prem official in Sixes as a medic, and he was replaced by Takala the next game. I'm just going to leave that there because we didn't actually drop him. He dropped himself, but it sounds better. So let's move on to Demoman.
Yes. Demoman of the season. The nominees were LA from Strong Opinions, adysky, very own, Joe, and Unlimited from Wasp. And this was one of the 2 really close votes. So I'm gonna hit it off at the 4th place. Coming to 4th place, kind of expected, I think, is Joe. With, let me check the percentage, 9.4%. 3rd place, Unlimited, with 17.3%.
Maxer 5.
And like the first 2 were 2 votes apart. Okay, that's the first place got 219 votes, and the second place 217. And the Demoman of season goes to adysky.
Way
36.8 to 36.5%.
That was way too closer than it should be.
I almost doesn't count. So as far as I'm concerned, I have more awards than you. I'll give that a 0.9 of an award. But congrats, adysky. You feel like you deserved it. probably have to say yes here.
Well, I don't know. Ali was like the only demo that got even remotely close, I think, to my performance this season. Like, I don't know. I just don't want to try and sound so douchey, like talking about myself being good. But
no,
there was like no competition at the start of the season or like preseason in like fair enough combo. And when Strong Opinions picked up Ali, we started struggling a lot, playing like combo v combo fights. Like before that, it was really easy. Like our combo won like 90% of the times because Bacon is such an amazing heavy, and Skeet is probably the best medic in Prem right now. But I don't know. I wouldn't be disappointed if Ali won the award.
You have 4 main medics here. Don't say anything about best medics.
I'm not bothered about that. It's your mate Unlimited came third there. Do you think he was a bit underrated this season, Unlimited? Because I've always liked him as a player, especially in sixes. Do you think he deserves more, or was he just were Ali and Adysky a class above him?
Yeah, of course I think Unlimited should took at least second place, but we have what we have. He is a very good player. He is great demo. He is best demo for me. So people can vote. It's their right, but I am
depends what country you're from.
Disagree. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, CeeJaey, give Ali some love because I think Ali deserves a lot of love this season.
I think like up until halfway through the season, the Adysky was by and far, like you said, there was no one who was in his league. I obviously he's biased. I'm going to say Ali's better, but I think Ali plays with less heals, and the way that we play, he doesn't always have that support. Whereas Adysky, I guess, gets a lot more heals, which kind of maybe is the reason in the small discrepancy in the stats. But then again, Adysky does main call for his team. So I mean, that both I would say were far and above the best demos this season. But I still think Ali, especially his performance in the final, the guy just beasted it. I just think maybe I would have edged it to him.
Well, you have to have a passive demo with Pyro like Steve. I remember playing a scrim
Steve
on
gets less heals than most of the other Pyros in the league.
Like
you look at the average heals received.
Whenever we scrimmed, Steve was like either first or like second place on top heals, like he was above them or heavy almost all the time. And it was like we were trying to think of like a way to beat that because there is almost no team that plays with that much heals on a Pyro. I don't know, it just thought to me that LA just was left out on the heals. And he would shine like so much if he got more heals. But the way you guys play is working, I guess.
Don't always need heals to be great. Go on, Chronos. Go on,
I was going to say, I'd agree with adysky. Like, we played against Strong Opinions on Barn Blitz, and obviously you think it's a huge demo carry map. And I think Ali still top damaged, and he got loads of frags. But he got something like 19% heals and still managed to do all that. So it was mental. Like, he did so well, but relatively speaking, he was probably easier to pick. Maybe because of less heals, I don't know. But he did so much work on Barn Blitz with 19% heals. It was crazy.
I think heals is overrated because it just depends on your style, really. Because Demoman can be effective from sort of longer, medium range and short range, taking the focus. So it just depends on how you play. Like if you heal your player more, you might expect him to do a little bit more damage. But overall, it's about the impact you have on the game.
Maybe stay alive more.
I think Ali had a huge impact on Strong Opinions games throughout the season. They looked a much better team with him in the game. I mean, I'll give some shout-outs to some of the other Demoman. Joe, I actually think this is probably Joe's poorest season. He's been probably I think he was probably the best in the last few seasons, consistently one of the best. This season, unfortunately, was a bit of an underwhelming one for him and his team, especially last season. But unfortunate for him, my man Fungi, he was never going to be He's never going to be the replacement for me, was he, guys? Was he? No.
He's a very different style demo. I remember playing against him in Season 8 when he was on Mega Killers, and we always called him like a roaming demo because he was so aggressive. He'd do jumps in and stuff like that. So it was interesting to see how he kind of adjusted his style to play with you guys. It's a very good demo, but a different style, and maybe it just would take a little bit more time for you to get used to playing with him.
I think if he gets picked up next season, you'll see a lot more from him if he plays a game. But I think we've talked enough about Demoman. I think we need to talk about the heavy class, the Fat Man, Stinson, who are our nominees for heavy of the season.
For heavy of the season, we only had 3 nominees, in fact, because I think everyone else who got nominated had only like 1 or 2 nominations. Like Simba got 1, Sinnoh got 1, Breakfast got 1, and Scrambled got 2. So I chose
Breakfast
to go
got
with
1.
Yes, I chose to go with only Catman, Bacon, and Emilio Estevez. Like from the paper, like really, it's a really even race. I think like I couldn't say who is like actually the better heavy because Emilio just plays a different style in my eyes, but Bacon got 3rd place with, let me check, 17.2%, and the heavy of the season award goes to Catman.
Oh, Catman.
Unexpected. Whoa.
In before Steam chat goes crazy.
And how much votes did he get compared to
got
Emilio?
45% and Emilio 37%. So it was somewhat close, but not as close as you'd expect.
Now this is the controversial one because there's going to be so many different opinions on here, but I think I'll go with a neutral, Chronos, to start. Since you're a neutral, Chronos, or sort of a neutral since you're English, who do you think deserved the award? Did Catman deserve the award?
I'd say, like was Stinson said, it was so even, and each of the heavies had their different strengths. Like pushing if like you were trying to defend a point from a team, then Catman definitely, because he'd just go in and he'd create space and he'd make you focus him, and he was by far the best moving forwards. And having played with him myself last season as well, he's ridiculously good at doing that. However, I'd say if you want someone defending a point or like holding a certain position, I'd probably say Bacon. And then Emilio has very good calls, and he knows exactly when should be going forward with the team. And separating them all is very, very difficult. All of them could have won heavy of the season, and it would have been deserved.
All right. I just actually saw Emilio saying no awards in 6 seasons of Prem. I mean, that's a shambles. Emilio not getting a single award. 3 Prem titles with 2 different teams. That's a shambles in my opinion. CeeJaey, how much of a shambles is it? I mean, this season, was it deserved this season?
This season, yeah, I would say Emilio is still easily the best. Like, it depends on how you define best. Like Chronos talked about, I would say the 3 best heavies in Prem. Like Bacon, I thought really stood out as a really good player. We felt we had more trouble playing against Fair Enough when Bacon was playing. So when he played in the final, we were like, oh, okay, let's kind of adapt the way we played a little bit because he's very strong. Catman, obviously, he's got good DM, if you can call it that, on heavy. But yeah, he does just goes in and he gets a lot of heals from it. And, you know, what he does, there was a game I think I casted on Barn Blitz. Was it Barn Blitz? I think, yeah. And he was just kind of getting the heals, but getting like 5-6 frags at a time. So he obviously does very well. But I think Emilio is just like the whole package. Like he has that main calling ability. He has that kind of ability to be in different places when you're not expecting him. He can hold areas on payloads defense where he won't need heals. You can just let him do his thing, and he'll do it. And yeah, he's just, I think. We have a joke where we talk about Emilio strats, but he really does just come up with all of these different strats, and he does things I haven't seen heavies do. So yeah, I would say he's the best heavy, but he could have gone to all three.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely one of the closest awards in my opinion. Because Adysky, you said that Bacon was the best heavy you saw this season, but of course you play for the same team as him, so
Yeah,
we're seeing a sort of pattern emerging here.
Well, I kind of agree with Chronos, like exactly what he said, but like a little bit different. Emilio is the best passive heavy by far. Like his play style is really smart, just staying behind, pushing as the last person as a cleanup. Like I really like the Emilio playstyle, and just the thing that he main calls, I think he deserved the first place. But overall, the best heavy for me is Bacon, because I don't know, I just played with him for so long, such a long time, and stuff like that. And Catman is obviously like the most aggressive heavy out of them all, and he can.
Catman is the most flashy player amongst these three.
Yeah,
so.
he is. But Bacon is probably the best combo heavy. Like if you have a Bacon with a medic, then your medic's probably never gonna die if you keep your heavy alive.
I'd say Bacon's the most complete heavy of the two. If I had to say which one is like the most all-round good heavy, if you think about just fundamental heavy stuff, then Bacon probably is the best.
True, but Emilio's main calls won this season, so.
I think I shall weigh in and say I think Emilio deserves the award personally. Be controversial, so I don't actually buy Catman's playstyle particularly. I think there's better ways. I think Bacon and Emilio show there's better ways to play the class. From a personal point of view, he is very good aggressively, but I don't really buy his playstyle. Sometimes he is just dying by himself. Emilio is the ultimate team player. He never takes the credit for his team's win. He's a very modest player. Although when you play with him, he isn't quite so modest. I'm sure CeeJaey knows, but very modest player, very underrated. Every time I play against him, he always gives me problems as Demoman because he forces you to shoot him all the time. I think Emilio deserved the award personally, but only because he's never had one since season 5.
I personally think that the award for Catman should actually be Klefsas, because I played a couple of scrims with Catman when I was subbing for Pyro, like back when they were playing high, and I couldn't handle his playstyle as a medic. Like you can't predict what he's gonna do next. He just leaves you at random times. And I was standing there, I was like, where did my heavy go? And then he killed 3 people, but I was kind of alone, and I didn't know what to do. So he has like a very unique playstyle, but like it's also like if a medic can do it, that's really impressive from my point of view.
Well, that would lead nicely straight onto the Medicum nominations, but unfortunately there is one more class in Highlander. Because we play this game mode that involves all 9 classes, there does have to be an engineer of the season, unfortunately.
I just want to say...
Yeah, go
ahead. From what I hear, everyone around me, you guys, you're saying that Bacon or Emilio should took first place, but Catman took first place like in like with 40%, something like this. And talking about playstyles, in Prem, when you're choosing between Prem players, it's obvious that all these players are good, and it's obvious if you ignore that situations when someone is a fucking beast like Steve or Toast, you can't like handle it. But when you choosing heavy, like between 3 heavies with absolutely different playstyles in absolutely different teams, it's obvious that combos in different teams plays differently. Yes, some combos playing aggressive, some combos play passive, and let the flank do work. That's all. So, from my point of view, it's like same popularity show, but you just nominate people to choose from. Because if you gonna watch stats, Batman obvious best player, best heavy, just because of numbers. I say it. I just saying. If you watch numbers, you see
Bacon
top
got
kills,
better numbers than Catman.
top kills, top damage, and top medics. and top kills per minute. It's like basic of any class who shooting, yeah? Kills and damage.
That's some
I'm not saying
passionate defense there, Klefsas.
Yeah, and he's playing aggressively. I understand when Heavy have top damage if he playing passive and just trying to defend someone, but he's playing aggressively, he's pushing the line and he has top kills and top damage. I disagree with that fact that logs can like say anything. Yeah, it's not a game about logs, it's not game about numbers, it's bullshit, but still, we have top numbers on Catman. And we have top vote rates on Catman. And you guys think that he shouldn't take first place. So what the fuck? Why is it even a case? Why we making these votes? It's still a popularity show.
Well,
it disappoints me.
That's kind of the point of the award show, when you get the players from the captains from the teams give their opinions. I mean, if we had a Player of the Year award, it might be different to the voting Players of the Year. But I like that passionate defense of Catman. It is kind of hard to argue when you shove the numbers there.
Numbers means nothing.
But
you're defending. You're defending yourselves.
I'm just saying. If you're gonna look at numbers, Catman is best heavy. But I'm saying that you can't compare these three people, and you can't choose better one, because first of all, he is very team. He's playing around his team a lot, and you can't just go by yourself and make picks and play aggressive like Solian or Demo. You playing in combo, you're not playing alone. You can play like Sniper or Spy. You playing with two people, and you playing like passive role most of the time. It's very hard to choose the best heavy of the season, but still, Catman took first place, and he took it with 40% votes of votes. It's disappointing a bit. But
I don't know.
Catman is best heavy. Of
you're
course, he's the best.
You're defending Catman with numbers, but Bacon got more DPM and he got the same kills per minute. So it's like it doesn't make sense to me at all. Like I just checked the spreadsheet. So
okay, well, we'll move on from
kills per minute, better kills per minute than Bacon.
So man, we'll move on from heavy. Yeah. I do like this debate. It's getting tasty. I like it when things get dramatic. But unfortunately, we don't have time to go into it.
Here all night.
But I don't. But I like the passionate defense of Catman Klefsas. And it's hard to argue against some of those points. It is hard. We've got to move on to engineer. So, Stinson, who are our engineer nominations?
The nominated gamers were Matex, Popcorp, and Cherry Rendezvous. And we got Matex on 4th place with 12.9% of the votes. And then it's somewhat close, like there was a really even race. We have 3rd place, 26% votes. It was Cherry Rendezvous. And the 1st place got 31% and Popcorp, and 2nd place got 29%. So Doom won the award Engineer of the Season.
Big Doom. Is that a surprise to anybody? Did Condog get nominated? Come second.
Condog did not get nominated.
Condog didn't get nominated.
No, we had Doom, Popcorp, Cherry Rendezvous, and Matex.
No popularity show for Engis.
That's surprising me a little bit, to be fair.
Well, that is the thing. You do get nominated amongst your peers in Prem, so at least Catman was respected by some of his Premiership peers, not all, but some. But for Engineer, I don't think Condog got the same level of respect from some of his
Condog
peers.
Didn't even get a single nomination. He had only 5 nominated at all, and the one that didn't make the vote was Seal with 4 nominations. I think Condog didn't even get a single nomination from his peers.
Do you think he would have won if he was in the vote? CeeJaey, I haven't heard from you for a while.
No, I think Doom deserves to win. Like, he's just got really good DM. You can see that when he plays other classes. And he's just really good. I'm surprised Cherry didn't come second. I thought it would be really close between those two. And Matex as well. He did pretty good this season. Like, he did pretty well. Like, throughout the season, he was always kind of staying alive. He kind of reminded me of Seal, because Seal didn't play all of this season, but last season you looked at the stats, he stayed alive quite a lot. And Matex kind of reminded me of that style. So yeah, I would have put those guys as my top 3, but I agree, Doom should have won.
Any arguments against Doom from anybody?
No, Catman, no arguments.
Klefsas, no passionate defense of your Russian engineer teammate. No, not this time.
He's not from Russia, actually. Nice guy. But Doom is just a beat shotgun. I can say nothing to defend Popcorp.
Bless. Anybody else? Chronos?
Nah, I'd say Doom was the best aggressive engineer. I'd say Matex is the best passive one, like what CeeJaey was saying. Like, he just stays alive, he mops up kills that people, from people that get in behind us. Yeah. But overall, I can't really disagree with Doom, to be honest. He's incredibly good. Again, played with us before in Season 8. But yeah, he's ridiculously good.
Final female engineer, Eddie. Do you want to give some love for Cherry Rendezvous?
Nah, he played well by the season.
Okay, then.
Every scrim we played against Highlander, Cherry was just complaining that he's getting pasta brained by Doom.
Wow.
That's
okay. I like Cherry when playing with him, especially when we played in Team England. He was fun guy to play with. But he's not Bubble Bob.
He's probably the smartest entry of them all.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
He has 8,200 DPI mouse and like 10 sensitivity in the game. Like, he's actually just like moving his fingers to like do a 360. It's insane. And like his DM ability with that is so low. It's driving me crazy because he has a mouse that has like a software that when you switch to DPI, it's really loud. Like it literally just shouts at you, and like mid game you can hear like 8,200 DPI. It's actually funny. Every time I spec him, he looks like he's spazzing out. But yeah, Doom deserved the award.
Marvelous. Well, who cares about engineer anyway? Nobody does. I think what we really care about, me, CeeJaey, Chronos, Klefsas, is the Medic of the Season award by some shambles in nomination, because everybody that ever existed, as Klefsas says, doesn't know a good player when they see one. I wasn't nominated, Stinson, so can you name these lucky players who managed to bribe everybody and get nominations?
I don't want to make you feel even worse.
No.
But I have one fun fact for you and the Twitch chat, and that is that Layla got more nominations than you, Hildreth.
Well, what can I say?
So, I mean, it wasn't even close. So, our nominees were CeeJaey, and then our 3 guests, Klefsas, CeeJaey, and Chronos. So, this is gonna be fun. So, we have, on 4th place, we have Chronos, fortunately, by Spirit Animal, with 15.7%. We have 3rd place, Klefsas, with 19.3%.
Yeah, nice.
So it's between CeeJaey and Geej, and I gotta say that the only medic not present in this call won the award with 40.9%, and CeeJaey is second with 24%. Quite a demanding win there.
Where do we start on this one? I just want to say, I think that was the first time I wasn't nominated for an award. It's probably about time. And whenever team loses, I always take the blame, so I don't mind. Definitely don't deserve to be nominated this season. Credit to you guys for getting nominated, but CeeJaey, the winner. What's your immediate reaction to that, CeeJaey? You came second.
I came second last season. Apparently I'm not as good as CeeJaey or admirable. Nah, CeeJaey deserves it. Like, he's by far the best medic mechanically in Highlander, like playing in Prem. You have to look at his stats, like the amount of heals per minute he does. On average, if I can put out 1,200 in a game, I'm pretty pleased. But CeeJaey somehow consistently puts out 1300. He, people always talk about medic drops, but it doesn't really matter that much. It just, as long as your awareness is there. So, yeah, I think that's probably deserved.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say CeeJaey has probably always been mechanically the best medic in the Highlander, certainly, for a while. But positioning used to be a bit more questionable, but now that he's played for a longer time, he's got used to it. Chronos, man, I mean, did Chronos come third there, Stinson? I
Chronos fourth. Chronos fourth, Klefsas third.
Chronos still came fourth. Is that harsh? Or was it just the fact that you even nominated? Was that just a great thing for you?
Nah, I don't know. I agree with CeeJaey being the best, but yeah. So I'm not gonna argue.
The disappointment in your voice is obvious.
No. I nominated CeeJaey. I didn't nominate myself, and I didn't ask all of my team to nominate me either. So I think CeeJaey was incredible this season. He had a very, very good combo to help him, but I totally think CeeJaey deserves it.
Cool. Klefsas, can you defend yourself with the same passion as you defended Catman? Because Stinson seems to think that you deserve credit for playing with Catman. No?
I just faced this season to make Catman a better heavy. So I sacrificed my first place to make Catman stronger.
I think it paid off. Adysky, I'll give you about 30 seconds to talk about how great it is to play with CeeJaey.
It's I don't know. He's just consistently good. He can keep everything alive. He's rotated and he's really smart. He's keeping track of everything. I don't know. It's just like the perfect Highlander medic, except that he's not main calling. And I have to do it, which is unfortunate. So because I'm bad at main calling.
That would make me the perfect Highlander medic since I'm main call. Okay, I like that.
I main call too, so what?
I don't know, I think it's just really hard for the public to decide the medic, like the best medic, because you don't know what's going on in the team comps, right? Like, I only know the BMS, the Pyro team comps, and I guess I can only say that Chronos talking, micromanaging so much, he's talking so much, he's telling everybody what to do, and he impressed me where I thought he wouldn't be that good, and coming into Prem in the first season and improve like him, it really impressed me. So what I'm saying is that you can't really judge how good is Klefsas compared to CeeJaey, because you don't know what impact do they have for their teams, right? Because CeeJaey is not main calling, CeeJaey is not main calling, but his mechanics are really good, obviously, and it's showing in the cast and in the VODs, and everybody sees that. But if he's not main calling, he might be not that important to his team than CeeJaey or Chronos or Klefsas to their teams. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to actually vote for a best medic as an outsider.
Yeah, actually, be here for medics here. I think we can talk a bit more about medics and about our hard job.
I don't want to talk anymore because I didn't get nominated, but I'll let you have the stage, Klefsas.
You're still great. You're still great. But let's talk about main call. Main calling as a medic, it's very hard because all your information, what you need to main call a game, you taking from your teammates. And first of all, you're taking information from your combo. You can main call without info at all. If you main call as demo, you can take this info at least from front, what your combo see. You see it. You don't need this info. But as medic, you see nothing. Lots of time you see a fucking wall or a corner, and you shoot main call from this position. So main calling taking a lot of time, a lot of concentration, and of course you're gonna play worse because of your main calling. You're wasting a lot of
Yeah, I agree
like
with that.
energy on main lane. Yeah. So and about taking medic of the season, yeah, I agree. It's the same story like with heavies. Same story because medics playstyle it's belongs to combo playstyle, and lots of the time you can't make better kills per minute or better like drop rate or stuff like this just because your combo is playing very aggressive, and you should go with them. You should go with them, and aggressive play is always risk. You always risking when you're playing aggressive, and if your combo playing aggressive, you can't like say, "Hey, stop it! I wanna be a medic of the season. I wanna make good stats." No, they're just gonna go and they just gonna make aggressive play. So you, of course, you die a lot because of that. Of course, people can't call sniper like fast enough for you to hide, or you just in bad position because of failed aggressive play. Lots of stuff, and I think all medics in Prem, it's very good medics. It's very hard work to play in Prem and Highlander as medic because it's just hard. You know it. So I think we should just share this first place, belong all of us, like best medics of the season.
Yeah. I can go for that, considering I didn't get nominated. I think it should be a shared award.
Of course, me too, because I become third. I was a first place, of course.
Stinson, can we do that? Can you share the award between all of us?
I gotta talk to Sonny Black about it, but
oh, okay. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Highly unlikely, as he doesn't care about Highlander.
Yeah, it does make some good points, Medic. It's one time, yeah. It's always a balance. Some stats can be better than others, but they're taking more risks. But nobody wants to talk about medics other than us in Mumble. Nobody wants to hear us talk about medics. What people want to know is that class where it's all point and click, where we might have some suspected hackers. We're talking about Sniper of the Season, Stinson. Who are our nominations?
We had the Debutant and my buddy Flo nominated. We had Tracker nominated. But I don't know, Funsky or Funs, the Wasp Sniper.
Fuzzy. You just call him Fuzzy.
Fuzzy?
Fuzzy.
Fuzzy. Okay, Fuzzy. And
Z.
God damn it. And Cloudy on the nominations. Cloudy. I think he won last year though, last season. But on fourth place we have the Russian one, whose name I can't pronounce, with 8.6%. On third, we had my teammate Cloudy, which is surprising for me, with 24%, sorry. And now coming to the closest decision of tonight, because the first place had 185 votes and the second place had 184 votes. So winning with one more vote is Flo, Sniper of the Season. Congratulations.
Oh.
Wow, that is a shock. Winning Sniper of the Season. I'll say having played with Tracker all season, apart from the one game where it actually mattered more, the playoff game, he was the better sniper in every match, so he deserves a lot of love there. But go on, CeeJaey.
I agree with Tracker. I mean, Flow was really good. He probably won that based on the 700 DPM Viaduct game that he had, where he went absolutely insane. But I felt across the season, Tracker was the most consistent. Like you look at the spreadsheet if you want, and one of the things I have for snipers in specific is how many sniper on sniper kills they got. And he was the only player, I think he only lost one sniper battle all season, like excluding playoffs, because the spreadsheet doesn't count playoffs, but over the course of the season, and he was consistently getting the most frags for Panda. So he did so much work over the course of the season, whereas understandably Flo probably had a harder job of it, playing on a team that was struggling throughout the entire season. So it's kind of difficult to say if Flo had been on a stronger team, would he have performed? Would he got better stats? I don't know, but I would say when we played, the two snipers we worried about, the two snipers we always kind of had to think of was Tracker, simply because of his aim, and Milchman, who's obviously not in the vote because he always went for those Machina body shots, and he was kind of someone you had to be aware of. But I would have said Tracker. Obviously Cloudy as well. You know, he's insane. He beasted it in the playoffs again like he did last season. But out of those top two, I would have said Tracker.
Okay, I mean, I agree with that. Anyone else want to on Sniper, or should we go straight to the toast of the season? Sorry, the spy of the season.
I want to say... I just want to say Milton and Scripson should definitely have both been in the vote. Like, I think the only game that Tracker didn't destroy the other sniper was versus Scripson in the playoffs. And when he came in for us midway through the season, he's been really, really good. I think he's had like 1 or 2 bad games, and that's including scrims, so he should have been in the vote for sure. Milkman equally was probably the most difficult sniper to snipe against. Just to play against, just because he was staying alive and staying in really good positions. Of the top 2, it should have been Tracker, though. He had stand out throughout the entire season. Tracker was the best sniper. Flo was very good too, though. So.
One quick word about Scripson. According to the CeeJaey Prem stats, Scripson only played 2 matches, so he wasn't eligible to be nominated.
He played like...
He played 2 matches during the regular season. He played some in the playoffs, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I thought Scripson would have been a fair shout for debut of the season because he did pretty well, but when he actually came up against like Cloudy in the playoffs, he just got shut down. And
yeah, but then he destroyed Cloudy on Barn Blitz, so...
Ooh.
Yeah, but I mean, something about Scripson is he died like 90 times, which is...
He suicided repeatedly in Spawn.
Good gun. Scripson, he had the map of his life against us, but he couldn't repeat it for the playoff final. I don't know, I didn't see enough of him, really. I mean, he did have one fantastic map, which I'll give him credit for, but... I don't know, maybe next season, if he comes in next season, we can see him sort of bring that consistency across the board. I think I am going to have to go after we do Spy of the season, so I'll let CeeJaey and Stinson take out the rest of the show. But Stinson, for the last time with me here, Spy of the season. Well, I think it will go to Toast, and I think it should be Toast. Who got nominated and who won?
Nominated were Toast, Viljek, and Mignando, because nobody else got nominated in the first place. And the results, we could talk about how dominant Steve is on his class, and it's kind of the same with Toast, to be honest. Toast got 52% of all the votes, taking away the trophy with ease. Then on second we had Viljek with 27.7 and Mignando with 20%. But yeah, I think Toast is just he's equally annoying to play against as Steve.
Marvelous. I completely agree with that. It's going to be my. I'm going to go now, so I shall say, congrats to Toast. And somebody needs to tell me who wins caster of the season, because it's not going to be you, CeeJaey. I've got a feeling. And who wins MVP? But you guys, CeeJaey, tell me how good Toast is, and then we'll all complain about how good he is. I just think he's the best since Inso. No doubt, no question.
I've played against a lot of spies. Obviously, week on week, play against Viljek, play against Granger Bob. I've played against Inso in the past. Played against Solid. I've played against all of these top spies. Played against Toast back in Season 8 when we were on different teams. And then he was just... I don't know, there's just something, he just is able to stay alive, and he's just constantly ringing around headshots. And if you're constantly getting headshot as a medic, then it's really annoying because you're constantly having to change position, and that goes for the rest. Like, he is basically a flank player. He's like a second sniper at times. He is, can put him on the flank with other players, and he can just frag, and playing with him the past couple of seasons, you just have to look at the logs. Like obviously as a medic, I don't see what he does a lot, but you only have to look at the stats and see him like top fragging and constantly getting med picked, constantly getting headshots. It's just the guy's insane. And yeah, I agree. Like he is kind of, Toast is the Steve of Spy, if you want to put it that way. Like I think he's just so far ahead of anyone else. I mean, we've got a lot of medics here. I don't know what anyone else feels about having to play against him.
Yeah, I agree completely. Toast is definitely the best spy since Inso. He's every other spy, like, I feel I don't really worry so much, but then every time I play against Toast, I'm just worrying because it doesn't matter how much I'm looking around. Like, he's still alive, so that one time you're not looking around, he can backstab you, or that he can just headshot you or double headshot you. And so you can't really avoid sightlines from a spy. It's crazy. Toast wins, hands down. Yeah, he's the best spy in Europe, if not in the world right now, so definitely.
I actually like today, taking random headshots from spy. Just making me feel good.
Adysky, you haven't said anything for a while. What's it like playing against different spies? How would you rate Toast compared to others?
Actually, well, it's kind of obvious that I have to defend Wojak here. You know, he's my teammate. I played a full season with him. So I'll go with the same pace as you guys. And I'll say that Wojak is not too far behind those. Maybe 95% of what Toast can do, Wojak can do as well. And some of his games were insane as well. But I don't know, Toast is consistently just dishing out damage and headshots across the map. But yeah, he deserved the award, I think. But I think Wojak should have gotten way more votes than Highlander.
Yeah, I'd say of all the seasons Vildrack's played, this has been his best season. Mignando did very well. Like, remember against us in the playoffs, he stood out as constantly getting, like, not maybe big frags, but constantly getting frags, which was always disrupting us. But Vildrack, I'd say so far this season was his best season out of all the ones he's played in Prem so far. Also, another fun fact, in the same high sixes official we had, where we had Steve playing Pocket Pyro, we did run double spy with Vildrack and Toast. And we won a mid fight using sort of headshots. So the guys are extremely good. We're blessed to have these amazing gun spies. But Stinson, I don't know what's next. I don't know whether it's caster or debut.
I would go with debut and then caster and then have the MVP overall at the last, because I feel like that's the most important award. So for the best Premiership debut of the season in Highlander Season 10, we had the nominees Flow, LA, PopCorp, and Yahoo. I think everyone else was nominated. They were all nominated for their respective. No resources there. We got Yahoo on 4th place with 11.2%. I thought he was gonna write much better because he's really surprised me as well. We had PopCorp on 3rd place, 18.4%. And despite not winning Demoman of the season, LA took away the crown for the debut of the season with 43%, and Flow had 26%. So congratulations to LA. I guess that's fair, because he almost won Demoman and Flow already got his award, so everyone is fine now.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about both players earlier on, didn't we? I mean, Flo obviously having a very good season, but I'm glad for my teammate Ali. At least he picks up one award tonight. I think the fact that it was so close between him and Adysky on demo, it's nice for each of them to get an award because they both did stand out on the Demoman class this season. Chronos, what do you think about your teammate Yahoo down in 4th? I mean, how would you rate his first season compared to the rest?
I'd say he shouldn't. I think behind PopCorp is like the meme vote, but he should have been up there with Ali and flow. I had a feeling that Ali had played games in Prem before, but I might be wrong. Like, I know he's definitely scrimmed lots of games in Prem with chess and whatever.
Prem games
but
and sixes.
So he had actually, that wasn't his Prem debut this season. Okay, well then
He's not played.
He's not
played Prem Highlander
between.
Yeah.
It's the same way as like Lub had played Prem sixes and Shadowbound had played Prem sixes. They'd never played Prem Highlander when they won their Prem debut for Highlander. So it's the same idea. Klefsas, how do you feel about Popcorp being nominated for debut? He did play a lot of different class for you this season. Do you think he was worthy of the third place?
I think he was worthy of. I can say actually what he should take, because best debut of the season, it's very strange award. But he did a lot of good work in our team. He played Angie, he played Soli. I think it was a mistake from our side to let him play more than one class, because he couldn't improve in one direction. He basically just played different classes, and it's hard to improve something you can't fully concentrate in one thing. So he played good. He did a lot of good work on Angie. I can't actually say when he played Soli, but we just gonna ignore it and move on.
Okay, so Stinson, you said the next one was going to be the caster vote, leaving the MVP for the big finale. So trying to reel away with the casters.
The caster is the real MVP, because casters entertain the people, right? So, and without the people watching, we wouldn't be having these seasons, and we wouldn't be playing probably. And we had our nominees. We had Maxi, we had our very own CeeJaey, we had my favorite caster Sigafu. Sorry, CeeJaey. And we had Honey Badger as nominee. And I gotta shout out John here. He gave me some numbers for this. Maxi actually, I think, casted twice as much as any other caster this season. Apparently quantity isn't quality, because he came into 4th place with only 15% of votes. Honey in 3rd place with 17% of the votes. CeeJaey, are you sweating yet?
Yeah, I'm always sweating, man. It's it's a hot day.
It was a pretty close call, but caster of the season is CeeJaey with 34.5% and Sigafu 33%. So really close.
Congrats.
Yay.
So CeeJaey, how do you feel about winning your first ever? Is it your first one?
No, it's my 3rd one, but thank you.
Oh, it's your 3rd one. Okay, so
yeah,
how do you feel about it? Do you think you deserve it?
I think any of the casters deserve it. I mean, like you said, Maxi put in a lot of time this season, but I think Sigafu has some excellent casting, and I always love casting with him. I like doing casting, and I like casting with Sigafu. So last season he pipped me, and I think I've got 3 and he's got 2 now. So it's always a pleasure. But hopefully there's I got some information. There's some new casters on the horizon. So I've been talking to a couple. So it's looking good for season 11, and hopefully we'll have some new faces doing the casting. But yeah, thank you.
So I gotta take the lead in this one, because CeeJaey obviously just won and Hildreth left us. Adysky, are you watching a lot of casts when you're playing and in sixes and in Highlander? Do you have time to watch the casts, or do you just play your games and be done with it? What do you think about the award?
I usually watch the VODs the next day on YouTube. So I still watch the games and casts, and I had to give my vote to CeeJaey just because he had the knowledge of every player in Prem, and Sigafu was, I don't know, he was not up to the level of European Highlander casting, because he was mispronouncing names and stuff like that. I don't know. It just felt like to me that CeeJaey was the better caster than Sigafu, overall in every aspect. Every time I watched a cast.
Klefsas, who did you vote for?
I can say in a moment. I don't remember actually. It's not my fault. I guess for CeeJaey. I guess for CeeJaey. Yeah, I voted for CeeJaey. I remember. I agree with the fact that Sikafu is not. He's a good caster, but he's not a Highlander caster. But CeeJaey, he is playing hell. He's know everyone. He's know everything. He can tell what people doing, what teams doing, what's their plan. It's just comfortable to watch a stream with caster who know what he talking about. What's he talking about? So yeah, CeeJaey is a great caster.
Right. So
Thank you very much.
Move on then?
Yes, it's very nice you say so. Thank you, but we will move on to instance. So I'm going to do a brief rundown. So if my memory serves me, if I can remember who's won each of the votes. So our team of the season, I guess, is The Lash on Scout, Ubers on Soldier, Steve on Pyro, Adysky on Demo, Catman on Heavy, Doom on Engineer, Sniper is Flo, Medic was Skeej, and Spy was Toast. And we've also had debut of the season going to Ali, and caster of the season to myself. So Stinson is now going to reveal the big one, which is the best player of the season.
Our nominees. Well, first of all, it was a really close vote. Not as close as we've seen before, but all three got a fair amount. We had nominated Toast, Ubers, and Steve. And I think maybe beforehand talk about who do you think should get the award? Like Chronos. What do you think? Who is the MVP of season 10?
I voted for Toast.
One quick explanation.
He's just, yeah, it was.
Just one quick explanation.
Sorry, what?
Are you lagging?
Yeah.
All right. So you voted for Toast. Klefsas, what are your thoughts?
I voted for Toast. Actually, it's very strange vote, but it's 100% popularity vote, such as casters, for example. And my vote goes to Toast because he played as Spy for us in game versus TC, I guess, when he carried us straight to win, by picking medics a lot of the time. And he's just a great player. Like Steve, like Ubers, it's just a popularity vote. So, but because of Toast merged for us, I vote for him.
Alright, adysky, what do you think? Who will win?
I voted Steve for just a basic reason of him being the most dominant player of his class. Toast, if you had to replace Toast, it could be easily done by just copy and pasting Vilcek on his spot. And for Ubers, you can replace Ubers for maybe Raptor or any 60 soldier. But Steve is the biggest impact player on his team, on any class, overall. So I think he deserves to win.
And CeeJaey, you don't have to tell us who you voted for, because obviously you had the choice between two teammates, right? Toast and Steve. You don't have to tell us who you like better, but who do you think is more likely to win the award?
It's really difficult. I mean, these guys have put up good explanations for both. I mean, Toast has that constant fragging power and, hassling from behind, whereas Steve, he can be an integral part of the combo and the flank, and I don't know, it's going to be really close. And of course, you've got Ubers as well. I mean, he did play a lot of games this season, and he did help out a lot of teams. He's won Soldier of the Season already, so it's I'm guessing it's going to be very close.
It was. So, without any further ado, we had with 158 votes, which is exactly 29.3%. We had Steve on the third place. Sorry, mate, I voted for you, but it wasn't enough. And taking away the award for the best player of the season in Highlander Season 10 is Toast with 196 votes, and Ubers is second with 186. So only 10 votes separating each other there. Congratulations, Toast, you are the player of the season, apparently.
Wow!
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, I mean, I'd back that up. I mean, everyone. I'm not going to ask everyone to talk about him again. Everyone already talked about him like 5 minutes ago when we were talking about Spy. But yeah, I mean, people keep saying that Toast is our carry, so yeah, it's I'm happy for him. I think he was up for it last season as well. He was our debut last season, so it's nice to see him pick up another award. So congrats.
So what do you think about Steve getting in the third place then? Is it because, you know, the class Pyro is like more boring to watch than like a bombing soldier and like big headshotting sniper spy, or is it like justified? Or
Oh yeah, I would guess, you know, Pyro is not a flashy class like, you know, a sniper or a spy. So, you know, probably by default people don't get as excited about the Pyro class as they do the spy. But no, not to dumb down anything Steve does. He still does a lot of work on that Pyro class, and yeah, I'm surprised he was down in third. But yeah, any three of them could have been worthy of it.
His medic is a flashes class, I guess.
Klefsas, one of our medic's never going to win MVP, man. We're never going to do
it. we can drop so much, so everyone talk only about it.
The medics are the ones that go to the award shows and talk about it. Why people
talking about Layla? Because she drops slow.
Shit's bad, man.
Anyway, so those were our awards for the season. I guess I could summarize. Scout was the Lash, Soldier was Ubers, Pyro was Steve, Demoman adysky, Heavy was Catman, Engineer Doom, Medic was CeeJaey, Sniper was I was going to say Cloudy, then it wasn't Cloudy, it was Flo, Spy was Toast, debut of the season was Ali, caster of the season was CeeJaey, and MVP, best player of the season, went to Toast. So those are the awards, guys, and I'm sure there'll be a nice fancy write-up on the ETF2L website soon. But I'm going to move over to Stinson now. And Stinson, do you want to tell us about an exciting Highlander LAN, Deutschland 2, the sequel, that is coming up in September?
Yeah, I mean, Deutschland 2016 is definitely happening at this point. Last time when we were there, we had an amazing weekend. So like everybody who was there, who participated, I didn't have the intention to make another one, but like everyone kept texting me and kept motivating me to do the next LAN, and you know, here we go. We already have 7 teams signed up. Sorry, I'm drunk. Plus, we heard today, adysky and BMS, possibly Chronos coming. Are you coming?
Yeah, coming? No, we'll be at the LAN for sure.
Alright, so we got 2 more Prem teams to, I guess, contest strong opinions, because all the other signups are not Prem teams as it is. And a bunch of guests like Aza is gonna be there, Aza Dwarf, and we have possibly Eckstein coming, Heavy CPS is coming. So like, even people who don't play just still want to be part of these events. I guess it's really hard to get a Russian team in there, Klefsas. Like, are there any movements? Are there any ambitions to go to Deutschland this year? Or?
Any day, any time, just gonna make a bus full of Russians and drive right to you. So, but actually, if you're talking, if we talk seriously, thinking actually Catman. Catman is a big fan of Deutschland, and he's thinking about taking Wasp and go to Deutschland, but because of some territory issue, we can't make this happen now. Because someone from Russia and that stuff.
So I just had Clark text me that half of Super Dickmans is coming as well, so I guess they're gonna be there with some Premish mix that they won high. I guess they're gonna be
It
showing
be
up too.
half Wasp, half Pigments.
So that's gonna be
team.
fun.
Maybe it can be. Russians is always fun, you know.
I'd like to meet some Russians. Last time we had Finns and Swedes in there, and I think the flights from Finland are also really expensive. So there's no excuse for Russians to not show up. Just saying, not blaming anyone.
Excuse.
But
no
excuses.
You should be there.
So yeah, the signups go really well. We have only room for 12 teams anyway, so like at this point of time, 7 teams who are definitely going to come is actually really good, plus 2 Prem teams. So we had 9 teams right now. I'm really confident we can fill the tournament with 12 teams by the time LAN comes around. We're gonna have show matches for you guys. We're gonna have definitely at some point Dunning-Kruger effect, the NA Plat champions for like 10,000 seasons in a row against our strong opinions. Obviously the dominant team in Europe. They're gonna battle it out on stream on Blackout TV, probably with John and some amazing casters as well. Probably like Sigafu and some European casters, so we can get some NA versus EU going on in the cast. It's gonna be to do motivate you guys to donate to our Deutschland PayPal. So we're not gonna have an Indiegogo campaign this year like we had last year with the perks and so on, because you can't really comprehend what amount of work it is to set it up and to actually distribute the stuff for people. So I guess I can feel you if you say, why donate if I don't get a perk out of it. But if you still want to contribute, and there were people actually approaching me that they want to contribute to Deutschland, that's why I set it up in the first place. You can send your donations to donations@deutschland.tf via PayPal. And I'm gonna make John put the link in the description of this video, so check out the VOD if you didn't catch it here. Any contribution helps. The only perk we can maybe give you is a medal, a Deutschland supporter medal like last year. If we can get Valve to add these, we're not sure yet, so no guarantee on this one, don't be mad at us. But it would be amazing if you guys would support this event, support my dream of making this event even better than the last one. And in terms of sponsoring, I talked to Kenfo from TT Esports. He may be able to get some 100ish, some 300ish euros towards it, but we don't have a main sponsor yet, so I'm not sure if you're gonna get one at all. But if you have an idea, approach me, approach Hildreth. He was supposed to be the sponsoring guy, but he kind of stepped down. Approach John or anyone you have on your friends list, and maybe we can get something to work. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna go to I-58. I'm gonna go to Deutschland 10 days after. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna leave for a 3-week trip to the NA right after Deutschland, a day after Deutschland. So I'm gonna be tired as hell when I get. I'm so hyped already. Like every day, the hype is getting more and more, and meeting adysky again, and CeeJaey hugging Chronos for the first time, maybe even Klefsas. It's gonna be amazing.
I saw them unusual to CeeJaey last year, so that was a good experience.
Yeah, it was a shady deal behind a tree, cash in hand. It was good fun. Stinson was my man to constantly bring me beer. Just a bit of beer in the door, the beer in hand. As soon as I arrived, it's brilliant. No, Deutschland was absolutely amazing. It was a brilliant experience, and I can't wait to see everybody who was there last year again. People like adysky, people like Stinson. It'll be nice to have some new faces there, and hopefully have a good tournament again. Other than just the games, it was great barbecues and beer and just all round fun and games. So it was an amazing weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. And like Stinson says, Strong Opinions is going to be there, and I hope there's going to be some other teams there, like LAN Panda return and Fair Enough and things like that. So please, like people are spamming in the chat. And like Stinson said, if you're watching this VOD on YouTube, have a look in the description for donations. I'm sure there'll be some more perks. I mean, we could give some mentoring sessions. I'm sure my team would be happy to help out if people are willing to donate to the fundraiser. So yeah, I'll have a chat with Stinson about that afterwards. Who knows what we could make work. But yeah, I think I think that's everything. That has been the award show, guys. Those are the awards. Check out the news post. That's going to be popping up on ETF2L very soon. If not tonight, probably sometime over the weekend. And thank you to everybody who's turned up for tonight. We guess we could do some quick shout-outs before we go. Adysky, you begin with an A. You're at the top of my list. My man, do you have any shout-outs?
Shout out to my Sixes team. Shout out to everyone that voted for me in the polls. And shout out to Awe for giving me a challenge this season on demo.
Cool. Chronos, anyone you want to shout out to?
Yeah, I'm lagging really hard, but yeah, shout out to my team. Shout out to everyone that's played, because we've played since Highlander Open pretty much together, and then the roster's changed, but it's been a journey. And yeah, then shout out to my girlfriend who's watching the cast.
Cool. And we move down to seeing as Hildreth is bailed, he's no longer with us. Do we have Klefsas? So Klefsas, is there anyone you want to shout out to?
I wanna shout out to just everyone. Everyone, it's great. Yeah. Thank you.
That's a good shout out. I like that. Nice one. And finally, Stinson, any shout outs to finish us off?
I have a lot of shout outs. I have to shout out Dr. Some Mediocrity, my one and only Highlander team, deep place in my heart. Gonna go to LAN with them for a second time. Shout out to my other LAN team for this year, the Dad Fights. Shout out to them, Perry, Eames, Jem, Bubo, and Cloudy. I'm really looking forward to I-58, and I'm so hyped. Shout out to Russian Gajovich, who once again donated a ridiculous amount of money to Deutschland, and it's amazing how he has supported us in the past, and he probably will support us in the future. Shout out to everyone coming, supporting, or spreading the word about Deutschland. Anyone contributing, anyone who creates TF2 content, anyone who helps out with website design or any content as well. Like, it's so amazing to be part of this community, and expect some kind of Highlander event in the summer from ETF2L as well. I'm not gonna say what it is, partly because we're not sure yet, but there's gonna be something to fill the void in summer. So look out on ETF2L for this one and stay tuned.
Thank you very much. Finally, I would just say a shout to my team, Strong Opinions. Thank you for a great season, and to everybody who's been watching, everyone who's been supporting and playing Highlander. Hopefully season 11 will be nice and active, just like this one. We can get a lot of signups and have another great season. If you want to watch more Highlander action, I'm going to be on John's back about casting some UGC games. All jokes aside, it would be nice to have some Monday night games to watch, and of course in September we will have Deutschland, so stay tuned for updates on that. But shout outs especially to everyone who came tonight. Thank you for sharing your time with us and making the time to come here and talk about Highlander and sharing your opinions. It's been brilliant. And of course to John for doing all of the cameras and sorting out all the problems and everything in the background all throughout the season. If there is ever an honorary award in Highlander to be given out, it certainly should be given to John first and foremost for all of the work he does in the background. So thank you to you and everyone else who's helped make this season great. But this has been the Highlander Season 10 Award Show. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.